Today, I'm going to be talking to y'all about what equipment to use, what bait to use, and how to successfully catch and release a shark from the beach. Now, to catch sharks from the beach, you're going to need some heavy-duty, sturdy equipment. Let's first start off with how to get your bait in the water. So you're probably asking, if I'm fishing from the beach and the sharks are out there, how do I get my bait out? Well, that's easy. You need a sturdy kayak. My kayak is right here that I use. It is 11 feet, 60 pounds, really sturdy. And if you're shark fishing from the beach, so that's the ocean side, not the bay. The ocean has a lot of currents and a lot of waves. So you need a kayak that can drain water. My kayak, the Ocean Kayak brand, it has holes in it. So if I ever go on a day where there's big waves and I get swamped, it just drains out. So you need a kayak that is long, mine's 11 feet, and that has drainage holes. So if a wave comes and swamps you, it just drains out and you can keep going, you're fine. Next, you're gonna need a really heavy duty rod and reel, as sharks are the strongest fish in the ocean. So what I have here is a Penn 9/0 Penn Senator. You got the Penns, you got the Avets, there's Shimano, there's all kinds of big reels. I recommend the Penn Senator 9/0. I have about 1,000 yards of line on here. It's a 6'6" rod. So for rod and reel, really you just need a sturdy rod and reel that can hold at least 1,000 yards of line, and a rod that's made out of strong fiberglass material so a heavy shark won't bend and break it. Next on the equipment is the D-hooker. As you're probably asking, how do you get the hook out of a shark's mouth? Well, here it is. So what you do is this allows you to not get too close to them. So you just get the hook in their mouth, get it out. You don't have to get your hand bit off. It's a good day for everyone. Lastly, and most importantly, not least, as this is the most significant equipment, you always need it, is the life jacket. If I ever go on a trip and I get to the beach and I realize I forgot my life jacket, the trip's over. I don't go. People always say, well, I'm a good swimmer. I can swim. I'm not worried about that. I'm a professional. No. Mother Nature in the ocean is completely different than swimming in a lake or a pool. The ocean has the strongest currents. So many people die a year, and it's because they're not wearing one of these. So always, always remember to wear a life vest. Now let's talk about what bait to use. Typically, when I go shark fishing, I use bonita. It's a fish about this big, and the reason why I use it is because it's the bloodiest fish in the ocean. You don't have to use bonita, but typically you want to find a fish that is bloody, because as we know, sharks love blood, and they can smell from far away. So find yourself a good bait like a Jack Crevalle or a bonita, the fish that are really bloody and oily. Kingfish is another good one. And what you're going to do is just cut off the tail, keep the head and the body so about this much, get a hook on it, and you're all set to go. Now let's talk about how to successfully catch and release a shark from the beach. So you're probably asking, let's say I have the right equipment, the right bait, and I end up catching a shark and bring it to the beach. Well, how do I get it back to the ocean? I don't want to touch that. Well, what you do is you take your pictures, only 10 to 20 seconds maximum. These fish, especially when they get bigger, they've used a lot of energy in that fight when you were catching it. So they're already exhausted as it is, and they can't breathe on land. So your goal for your survival and for the shark's survival is to get it on the beach and back in the water as quick as possible. So you take your quick pictures, and then what you do is you get the D-hooker that we talked about earlier and the equipment, and you stand as far back as you can. You get the hook in this, you twist it out, and the hook comes out. Then, once the shark is off the hook, You get behind the shark, you grab it by its tail, and you start dragging it into the water. Once you've got it in the water, it'll swim away and it'll be fine. Watch out for its tail though. You always think you'd be the most scared of the teeth, but the tail is also just as dangerous. With its sandpaper skin, that will hurt. I've gotten bruised many times. A shark has just whiplashed me. That is not fun. So be sure watching out for the tail as well as its teeth. Today, I've talked to y'all about what equipment to use, what bait to use, and how to successfully catch and release a shark from the beach. Fish on and stay safe.